Alright, so let's just take a quick peek between everything because you guys are mentioning everything at the same time. So here's Canis, here's Linus, here's Legault, here's Nino, here's Karla. Just from briefly peeking at everything, everything looks pretty good.
Canis main's on suicide watch.
That's the thing. Canis is like another... Alright, you guys cannot tell me I'm wrong here. That's
Tired of this shit, son.
He's Red Odin.
Dead ass.
It's basically the same as we've been getting. All the free-to-play Grand Hero Battle mages are basically the same. It has very slight variances in like skills, but the stat spread is very similar. They're all the slower kind of mages
doesn't look
with
like a
high res.
drug-addicted freak. Reploid.
I mean, his death is like still kind of garbo, but it's a little bit better. But
That's probably not a
there's
good
no
thing.
point in using him. You're just gonna just run Sophia.
Linus is pretty interesting. It's been a while since we got a free-to-play Axe hero. I think Legion's the only one. No, not... Well, there's Tempest Straw heroes like, you know, Jerome, but generally, like, Axe heroes for free, pretty uncommon. So that's interesting.
He comes with brazen attack speed.
He does?
Yes.
Everyone gets brazen attack speed. Wow, that's...
I was so close to killing my Winter Robin.
Okay.
He gets to live for another day.
I can't help but feel bad for everyone who pulled on Legend Heroes Banner then, because people went for brazen attack speed.
Listen, now you got a tree. You can have a tree instead of brazen.
Oh yeah,
attack
and just
speed.
give that to Gwendolyn.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, I already did.
But yeah, some people already made up their minds and did their decisions anyways, so...
Yeah, for what it's worth.
Alright, well, I guess we're starting with Karla. 40 speed base. I mean, look, I didn't even need to check the Datamine to know she was going to have high speed. 40 speed base. Isn't this the same?
R.I.P. Mia.
She has a...
Mia has
speed.
3240, and then Karla's got 3540.
She
But-
has a boon in speed.
Okay, but the thing is, aren't they exactly the same then? Because of Mia's sword
Karla
adding...
has 3 more attack, but yeah.
Sorry, I meant super boon.
She has a super boon in speed. It's 44 speed.
Yes.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah.
If you scroll down, you can see all the super boons and super banes.
God damn. That's overkill. 44 speed at base if you get a plus. I knew she was going to be slotted between Ira and Mia. I just didn't think she was going to be better than them. Because the stat spread appears to be better. Mia keeps up because of her
Mia
sword.
players on suicide watch.
I wouldn't say they're on suicide watch. I mean, Mia still has her own niche. They're all their swords are different. Ira, Mia, and Karla. So for specific situations, you might take one over the other. And I wouldn't like if you guys have a plus 10 Mia or plus 10 Ira. I would not go like, well, I gotta switch now. No, God no.
Karla's a MILF.
Oh, but she is a MILF.
Bartray gets to hit that every day.
Oh God, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 162 BST, that is phase 2 BST, which is in line with Mia and Ira as well, so same amount in BST. I think Mia does have an advantage though. Mia has higher defense. Same with Ira, they're around 30, right? Karla has more HP, so she's more suited for Panic Ploy and Infantry Pulse, and 22 res, middling res, just like the other two. That's not bad though. With her speed, and then with the high HP, she has a better role, or a more distinct role. But I do think Mia and Ira still remain better duelists. They're all very similar. So if you guys have one, or you're already using one in your team, I wouldn't replace any of them for each other. But yeah, Karla's incredibly good. That puts her, in my books, in top 5 sword heroes. Probably top 3. I really think the top 3 now is just...
Plus speed minus HP would probably be best, although that's without merges, because then you could easily do Arden into Desperation.
I think you might want to keep that HP if she's going to be your Panic Ployer or your Infantry Pulsar on your team, though.
Yeah.
Plus
Yeah, what you could do is like, people are probably going to change out that weapon regardless. They'll throw in like a refined slaying or a refined Wu Dao.
Wait, why would you switch the weapon?
That wouldn't get you any more points.
And it wouldn't get you any more
It's
damage.
not really about the points. It's more about the optimization.
What?
Especially since 42 HP isn't all that great with Panic Boy.
But no, 44 speed. If you get plus speed Karla, and with her weapons ability, you're probably getting 7 extra damage, or about 7 extra damage frequently from Karla.
If you're changing her weapon to like one of those basic bitch weapons just for HP, and well, like why?
The HP and the speed. You get the speed or fine too.
Okay. I think that's kind of overkill because you're trading off higher damage potential. Not to mention her blade has other abilities too, just for something more basic. I'm never a fan of that. I always implore you guys to keep their legendary weapons. I think that's what the heroes are meant to have. I mean, of course they will do other things well because they have these great stat spreads, but to replace her weapon I think is a bit much.
I say use her legendary until you're satisfied with the amount of times you've used it, and then experiment using other weapons. But
Yeah.
don't make it like a main build.
Like, I really would think only whales should consider that. For normal players, I think you should just keep it. It makes more sense.
It's like how Blade Tome Nino is the best, but you can go the Owl Tome for fun. It still works, but it's obviously not going to be nowhere near Blade Tome.
And keep in mind, with Phantom Speed adding plus 10 speed, well, it's not actual speed, but plus 10 speed in calculations, you could effectively look at Phantom Speed as, you know, plus 10 attack, sorry, plus 7 attack for Karla. Well, it's 7 damage, so it's not the same as attack, but, you know, that's a big difference. Karla could probably get you one-shot kills, and if I ranked it right now, I still think it's Ira, Karla, and Mia.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean that flat damage sounds good on paper. I mean it didn't work. It didn't work out for Leaf as much, but I mean, looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, throw in Wrath with that. I can see it being kind of good. But then again, I'm looking at like Wu Dao Wrath giving you that flat 20 instead of a flat 17, and it's like, we'll see how it goes.
Thanks, Miguel, for the host. But why Wu Dao? Isn't it? It's an accelerated special cooldown as well. So it's Wrath and Draconic.
Oh yeah,
Draconic
yeah,
Aura.
you're right.
So
you are like Wrath Luna,
That wasn't a
Wrath
host.
Dracora. Yeah.
That was a sub.
yeah, that was a sub. So that's what I'm saying. Like, why? I would keep it. The reason why I put Ira ahead of Karla is because even though their specials will basically come out at the same time, I really think Ira with Regno Astra is just that bit of an edge, especially the fact that, you know, Regno Astra is amazing, fast cooldown, a lot of damage, and then with how her sword works and everything. Yeah, I just keep Regno Astra, and I really think that's what splits them all apart. But I think that's the top 3, and I think right outside of the top 3 is like Legendary Ryoma. And the only reason I put Legendary Ryoma out of it is because he has really good stats, but his skills don't match up to the top 3. So I think that's my top 4. For number 5, I guess you could put in a lot of other heroes, but yeah, let's not get into that.
I don't know.
Zelgius is amazing, but that's like a completely different role, so it's kind of hard. But for those, you know, 4 sword heroes, they're very comparable.
I feel like
Dude,
because the
Fire
top
Sweet
3 are-
Sword on Ryoma is so lit.
I am not getting into that again. Oh god. He is the only flying hero with a weapon that has distant counter, and then you guys are like, you know, it's time to give him Fire Sweep. I'm like,
Dude,
no.
Fire Sweep,
well-
LMAO.
Well, to be honest, he kind of doesn't really need distant counter. He's just full offense. You're
If
not
you
gonna
think
take
about
hits.
it, in your Fire Emblem team, who is your mage counter?
Everyone.
No.
I don't know.
Yes,
I never see
everyone. Just slap Gale Force on somebody.
There's so many green mages, it just doesn't work out like that. You have to run into them. You have to be offensive. There's no counterattacking. Ryoma fits a really crucial role that wasn't available before. Unless you were trying to use Howie Noe as a counter for green mages, which shouldn't go well because she has a chance of one-shotting them, but she probably doesn't get it, even with Roarblade. And if it does happen, great. But like, it's so specific how it works out. Ryoma's just much better suited for it.
I mean, if
counter.
you're trying to run like just enemy phase and just try to like blow up green mages, then that's what Steeda's for. Just slap distant counter on her.
Anyway, we should probably move on to the next one so we don't stay up all night.
Yeah, let's go.
So for Nino, 38 speed basically means she also power creeps her former self. I believe Nino is 40 speed?
I can check.
40 speed at plus, and this Nino is 38 speed at base. So, and her super boons are plus HP, which is useless, never get that. 40 HP on a mage is nothing to sneeze at, but again, it's not very useful, so don't bother with it. Super boons, I'm not sure.
She's a flyer, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ether wrote this down correctly, but he wrote super boon as plus res as well. He might have made a mistake, but Mai's defense is her super bane, I think. Probably, yeah.
I think he was going in order of like from top to bottom, like not really worrying about plus or minus.
Okay. Either way, she's really good. 17 defense is really low, but you still probably want to drop that lower because you just want Nino to be your mage for against other mages. Not to mention, if she's gonna get hit, she's probably gonna die anyways. Well, she can, with her speed and effective bulk, she can take one hit. So I wouldn't go against dropping her defense, even though it drops it further. The interesting thing is Nino is at 149 BST, which is higher than normal Nino. At 149 BST, if you get a super boon, so plus HP or plus res, and a normal bane, she gets into the higher bin of 150. Unless I'm thinking about that wrong. But that
No, that's correct.
No, you're right.
Okay, but that higher bin is going to be worth 2 extra points in arena, which is going to add up.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Exactly 2 BST.
If you get to pick one, I would definitely roll plus HP.
Wait,
Just for that extra tankiness.
wait, but plus res. She's at 25 res. If she gets plus res, it's 29 base. That's pretty good.
Usually you run a distant defense.
Yeah, but you need to put a minus somewhere, and you don't want to touch her attack speed or defense, because if you touch defense, then you don't get the super bane score,
Then
the
why would
super
you just put
boon
it on
score.
HP?
So you
Yeah.
have to shoot for minus res.
Why can't you do plus res
Or
minus
plus
HP?
res minus HP.
Yeah, I think plus res minus HP makes sense.
You have that chance to tank physical hits if you like really need to. And I mean, with 2240, you still got that what's that, 62 bulk. That's usually enough to take the magic related hits that you need to.
Well, you can't. I don't think you can take a physical and a magical. Like if you took one magical hit, I don't think she has enough.
It would be
HP
magical or physical, one or the other. You
Right.
typically only need to do one, because one of those are going to put you in desperation, and you know you're going to run desperation on her.
But I just think, like, personally, my usage of Nino, and she never gets hit by anything melee, unless I force her to. But she should be okay. In this case, probably not, because she's so low on defense and HP. But the chance of her getting hit is pretty low. So I would rather go for res, because chances of a mage hitting a mage, or like defending with a mage against another mage, is pretty high. So I generally wouldn't touch res, or like I would enhance res. Oh, and you
wouldn't really have to worry about the archers, since you'll die in one hit regardless. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and keep in mind with 29 res, it's actually possible to run ploys. It's not going to be ideal, of course, but keep in mind when you're using ploys against like heroes with low res, like sword heroes or like armor heroes, 29 res is going to get it done. If you just run Fury or something, that's 32. So it's not completely bad idea to get plus res for the higher bin and for the, the benefits of running a ploy, but it's kind of iffy. Anyways,
Are you gonna
yeah?
try and put brazen attack speed on your current Nino?
No, no.
Alright.
It is. I don't think it's worth it. Even though I think she can pull it off, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I guess with your distant defense seal, it'd probably be better to keep Fury with that 3 extras.
Yeah.
Defense and whatever the hell.
So for Nino, I think her build's pretty simple. Keep Swift Sparrow. You could run Fury, but she comes with Swift Sparrow, so keep it. She has comparable attack to Nino, I believe, but she's better off because her tome allows her to generate more attack by having more speed. So, probably keep the tome. I know it's not a blade tome, and technically Nino has a chance of doing more damage because of the blade tome, but just because of her own personal tome, and when you don't always have buffs, I think the damage will end up very comparable, but the new Nino will be much more consistent. So I think the easy build is just to drop Desperation on her, and you're done.
Yeah, if you do run Blade Tome on her, I mean, if you roll plus speed, you're just going for optimization. You know, that's a base 41 speed with a Blade Tome and flyer buffs. So that's something to keep in mind.
And probably consider Iceberg, because if you get plus res minus HP, Iceberg would do a bit more damage, and not to mention, you know, that's a higher bin. For newer players who don't understand why bins are so important, if you want to stay in tier 20, you need to optimize your score, and that 2 extra points really adds up. But yeah, all in all, Nino and Karla are headline this banner, and they're just excellent. Okay, who wants to talk about Legault? Because I
got this one. Man, a reverse blade dagger. First of all, if your B slot isn't dull range, I don't know what you're doing. It's so wild. Just think about it. You basically take the opponent, let's say you were fighting Nino, right? And she's got like full blade tone buffs up. You run in there with Legault with dull range. Not only do you nullify her blade tone, but you'll also get the boost in power from your reverse blade tone buffs. It's so wild. It's just the biggest FU to blade tomes. And then it's inheritable too. You can slap that on fucking Kagero. 3138 on his stats is pretty great. If you're looking for somebody that's a little on the speed side that has a passable attack stat, Legault's definitely your guy. And then he's got the HP to go with it too. I haven't looked at what his super boon or super bane is, but
I can get that for you.
It's pretty great.
His super bane is minus HP, which actually hurts him, because generally you want to take minus HP. So I guess in this case you go for minus res, but that's iffy.
I would probably run minus res only on the grounds that 19 isn't super savable, and if you're fighting mages, you're probably you'll probably wait for them to get buff, and then you'll just destroy them with your reverse blade tome and one-shot them.
Okay, I have so many problems with thinking about the cleaner like that. Do you guys trust the enemy AI to keep the enemy hero fully buffed? I think the only chance for it to work perfectly is at the start of the battle, but on some maps it's just not possible. After that, they split up. Or after that, well, you can manipulate them to stay together, but that adds... You generally want to split them up so you can take like divide and conquer, right? But if you keep them together just so Legault could perform, the rest of your team has more problems. So it's a really cool weapon. It's just the AI doesn't make it happen generally.
Yes and no. I mean,
rallies makes sense.
It's refinable, so you'll have, what is it? I think 41 HP. If you run minus res at 16, you're still sitting on a base of 57, and that's before you slap on Fury or something. It depends on what you feel like doing.
In very high tier 20, I see a lot of like tactics and buff skills, so I see it more useful for like whale fighting than like lower tier stuff.
And with that base speed, you run plus speed, that's 41 speed, you're definitely going to be able to fight mages pretty well, for the most part.
Sparktick actually makes a good point. This actually probably works out better for defensive teams, though I would question why you would want to run a dagger hero in a defensive team. But you do make a good point. A lot of people run emblem teams, so Legault's value is probably in a defensive team.
For sure.
I just want to say you probably don't want to pull for him though, because he's gonna get demoted. I just can't see any way that it wouldn't be him.
If it's not him, then it's nobody.
Yeah, if Ares can get demoted, Legault is definitely getting demoted. Ares was pretty damn good. Legault is... I don't know. So, yeah.
That's pretty wild, but he's not loaded with a bunch of skills.
Okay, I like this idea too. Legault with dull range, life and death, and gun throw with the debuffs. And wait, what the... The combination you're thinking about is crazy, but it's so specific. But yeah, I like the build for Legault. Running Spring Sharina or Cadria with a Smoke Dagger or like Gun Throw for all debuffs would make a lot of sense, but that's a very specific team. But yeah, I like the build on Legault because his defense and res is already pretty low, and he needs a slight bit of attack. Even with the enhancements from the cleaner, it's barely enough in my books in most matchups to just like wipe them out.
You can
Yeah,
technically
that said, that
just
depends
go-
on whether or not the debuffs and the buffs stack in a way to where if they're debuff but they had buffs applied to them, it would, stack correctly and will give them a huge boost. If it doesn't, then that might be a little bit redundant, and at that point you might want to just run something else. I'm not really sure about Smoke Dagger for him.
I don't like the idea of changing his daggers though, because that's the only thing he has positive. If you're changing his dagger off, just use Soth. It's so easy. Just use Soth. Soth's offensive stats are much better. Well, actually,
He
comparable.
wasn't saying.
Oh yeah, Salt
a
is
catch.
still way better if you're just going for something like that, for sure. And Salt's already 4-star, so yeah, I'd probably do that.
I think
Weens,
he misread
Yeah?
the thing. He wasn't saying to attach Smoke Dagger. He's saying like
with a
someone
smoke
else
dagger,
with
yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, I misread it. No, I
like
interpreted
someone
it.
else with a Smoke Dagger on your team.
Yeah, it was a full team he was talking about. I didn't
Oh.
mistaken it. I might have just said
Oh.
it wrong.
I thought you said you were putting Smoke Dagger on him.
Oh god, no. The cleaner's the only thing unique about him.
But then if you have somebody else with a Smoke Dagger, you're running 2 dagger units.
Yeah, that is
I'm not
that is
sure if
too
you
much.
Really want to do that?
That's why I said I didn't believe in the team, because I think the build's fine. It's just that team is so specific, and it's 2 daggers and 2 mages. That's
Now,
that's
if you
the
were to
thing.
run Mel Morgan instead, then yeah, I can see something like that going down.
Did somebody actually think Karla was getting demoted? No.
She's on the thumbnail of the video. Shout
Yeah.
outs to Arcus.
Oh, that's
or-
true. Nobody ever on a
I never
thumbnail.
thought about that theory before.
Yeah, you're right. Man.
Acris, that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, I never thought about that theory before. And now that he mentions it, I had always thought that female Morgan was the one that was going to drop first. But...
Oh wait, Nana. You're right, Nana.
Oh, Nana. Okay, so... well,
Okay,
Nana
never
is-
mind. Akaris is crazy. We're crazy for believing him. Alright, moving on.
Akara sucks. Go unsubscribe from his channel.
God.
Click off the notification bell.
I'm,
Don't comment.
I'm trying to put this on YouTube after, dude.
Demonetized.
Okay, whatever. Next is Linus, and honestly, I do not recall another free axe hero outside of Legion Jerome. And I think he is comparable to Legion. I believe Legion's...
Grimoire.
Oh, and Grumarth. Whoopsies. Oh god. How did I forget about him? He was just here. 35 attack, 35 speed was a standard set by infantry for Legion anyways. Infantry axers. So for Linus to have 37 attack, 33 speed, it's very much slightly different. Now I didn't see any of his skills yet, so I can't really comment on that.
He has Basilico.
His
Oh.
Basilicos.
He has
Poison
Raven's weapon.
Oh, he does?
And
Yeah.
he comes with Brazen attack speed.
Yeah, that's
And-
true. We said that.
And
Yeah.
drive
And
defense.
since Basilicos is refinable,
Mhm. For life and death.
he's got a stat line very comparable to Minerva.
You're right. You're right.
Except I'd pump Linus and I wouldn't pump Minerva. You know what I'm saying?
What?
No homo though. You know what I'm saying? No homo. Full
Okay.
hetero. I'd let him fuck me.
What? Okay. Number one, Minerva. Minerva is totally better. Minerva's like the perfect wife, dude. She's basically a man, but she's, a woman. Either way, for Linus, if you use Basiliskos, it's like 42, 38 in terms of stats, and then you run another A skill. You could run double life and death. So you add 16, 21, so that is 21, so 58 attack.
Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
it'll drop your defense to 22. But your HP will go up to 47.
Mhm.
It's pretty comparable to Raven.
Linus has sword
I'd say
use.
if you want to run double death combo, go ahead. But I would probably run
Fury.
Swift Sparrow.
Oh, well, Swiss Roll works too, but if you run Fury, you just drop his defense by 2, so 30, and at his HP, that's still really workable. That retains his bulk, but you're right. Swiss Sparrow actually might work out better. because if he reaches 38 speed and he gets a bit of buffs, he probably prevents a double, and then when he attacks, he can double. So, as for what Axe Lush Shiromiya says, I'm sorry for butchering your name. It's actually, you're really right about that. Linus has sword, uses axe. With a team of Raven has sword, uses axe. Lachesis has sword, uses staff. We only need one more for the meme weapon team. I'm pretty sure there is one more though. It's kind of funny that a lot of heroes like just have 2 weapons, but it clearly seems like they should be using a sword, but they use axe. Replacing Brazen Attack Speed, I don't think is a good idea, but we're just talking about potential builds. You probably do want to keep Brazen Attack Speed. The only problem is,
He's pretty bulky on the defensive side, so you can probably get away with it. But I'm not sure if you really want to run Desperation on him over, say, Wrath, unless you just don't have Wrath.
Yeah, I would go for Desperation, but Wrath makes a lot of sense. I just can't talk about Wrath because I never pulled an Ephany. I think the build for Linus is pretty simple then. You just use Basiliskos, the special unique upgrade, reposition or something. For special, you'd probably run Draconic Aura. You could run anything else actually, but like Moonbow, Glimmer, or anything. But Draconic Aura with his high attack makes a lot of sense, especially once Brazen Attack Speed triggers. So Brazen Attack Speed for A, Desperation for B, keep his C skill, and then you drop a Speed Seal on him. And I think the Speed Seal is kind of crucial. If you take him to 41 speed base, it makes it a lot harder to double him, and then if he can take 1 hit, he gets into Brazen Attack Speed. I'm going to make a Linus. That is such an easy hero to build. There's absolutely no reason not to build him. Alright, finally to the final hero, Canis, Wisdom Seeker. And I don't know, does anyone want to talk about this?
Suicide. I'm so sad. Look, he comes with Altom. That's all we know so far. I mean, if you put him together with, say, I don't know, one of the Lend or something, I don't know. I mean, you can make something kind of passable, but it's like,
I don't really
even... I would just throw that Altom on Sophia and call it a day. But I like Canis. I'm gonna build him anyway. So I'd probably do something like Altom, Close Counter, QR.
The real Finn20 says his skills are Reciprocal Aid, HP Res 2, Res Tactic.
Oh yes, Res Tactic. Cute.
Okay, well...
Oh, man, this dude is super fodder. That's too much, man.
At least it's
This
an
poor
easy
guy.
red Altom, because the only one that was on Catria.
Yeah, Katarina, and she's like
Katarina,
5-star lock. So it's nice to have the Altom like in the free-to-play pool.
But
all 3 of them.
that is absolutely insulting, I would think, because they put this hero in the game, but they give him a stat line so similar to like the 5 free mages before him that it's like IS never intended you to use him. They're like, okay, we're putting him in the game, you know, you Canis fans, you're happy now. But what we really want is you to fodder him. Like, that's not doing him justice. Come on.
Fucking Omega Salt right now. Look at all that fodder he has too. Like, people who don't know this character are just gonna throw him away immediately. And that's so saddening because he's such a cool dude. And it's like, man, I hope Ark doesn't get this treatment. This is just sad.
I really... Yeah, go ahead.
He's just Ray with no IVs.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, okay, I can kind of see that. Either way, it's just like they copy pasted the same mage. I would really say Arvis, Sias, Oliver, they're all just so similar. They just copy pasted the stat line, altered the stats a bit, changed a bit of the skills, put the new art in, that's it. I don't think there's much thinking going in here. They just don't care about these free heroes they're giving, honestly.
To be honest,
Or
3
just
of
the
them are
free
related.
mages. I don't know.
Yeah, just free mages in particular. Anyways, I think that is enough about Canis, because I cannot see anybody actually wanting to build him. And if we actually had to build him, I don't know. I guess it would be pretty easy, but if he's using Altom, But really, I think you should just do as Ias intended and fodder him. Because having a red Owl Tome available is super nice, and having Res Tactic available is super nice. I'm sorry for all the fans of him, but like I would build him the same as, like, you know, basically as Arvis, as Sai, as Oliver. I
Just
don't know.
deploy boy.